For those lawyers among you who think that once you become an AOR, life is going to be problem-free and everything's going to be a breeze, like I used to think before I became an advocate not recorded at the Supreme Court of India, let me give you a reality check. The accountability, the level of responsibility that you have to the court, to your client, to your briefing counsels, to your senior advocates, the pressure just goes up and never goes down. Recently, I had taken some time off because of some personal issues, and I was at my house. I was kind of managing things on phone calls, video calls, text messages, etc. And I get a phone call, one of the matters in which I was the filing advocate on record. We had briefed a senior advocate in the matter. This was a transfer petition filed by a wife against the husband. We were representing the husband client in this. I get a call that the court has said that the AOR must be present in person. And I get a last minute call. I knew that if for this 2 p.m. appearance of the AOR and the parties in person, if I try to make it, I'll be stuck somewhere just outside the traffic jam outside the Supreme Court. So I join virtually. I again get berated by the court. And then the next day I appear, I tender my apologies. Imagine if I was in some dire health issue and you try to explain these things to the court. A lot of times the court, and justifiably so, says this is none of our responsibility. In fact, if I think about it, I've argued matters when having 104 fever. I've argued matters when I was in shambles. I've argued matters on the 0 sleep. And that is the reason why, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but the first 3 months of litigation practice, I went from 3 strands of white hair to 50 inches 3 months. And funnily enough, thereafter, I think about 7 months or 8 months into practice, I took a break for about 3 months to prepare for this first time judiciary preliminary exam that I did crack, didn't clear the mains later. But the hair whitening stopped immediately. So there's something to be said about the level of stress that you have in this profession. And if you may harbor as an advocate these grand notions that once I'm an AOR, things will be great, life never, ever, ever gets easier. However, I will say, because you've been beaten so many times by life, the emotional response, the overwhelm does get much better. And nowadays, I think if I face an adverse situation, we'll talk about it on the internet to motivate a few people. Was it really so bad?